Hello and Minglaba, welcome to Myanmar Today. I'm Arker Kyaw with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. Reporter Williamson covered a story on Unbalanced view on Amending 2008 Constitution. Yangon got a report on Khumi New Year Festival, and Zwayman has a story on the state-of-the-art systems in Yangon Bus Service, YBS. Thora Swayson has a report on the famous German electro music producer DJ Tujamo on his second-time visit to Myanmar. Before we get to the reports, let's check on some local news. In local news, the International Court of Justice (ICJ) held the second day of oral hearings on the application submitted by the Gambia. The State Councillor Daw San Suu Kyi, in her capacity as the Union Minister for Foreign Affairs, appeared as agent for Myanmar and delivered the oral presentation at 10 a.m. Wednesday at The Hague of the Netherlands. The Gambia presented its oral arguments on the first day of oral observations on 10th December 2019. Two families of 11 displaced persons returned on their own volition to Dangbyo Lawe Reception Center in Mount Daw Township, Rakhine State yesterday. The in-charges of Dangbyo Lawe Reception Center have scrutinized the family members, and 5 of them, 2 men and 3 women aged 10 years and above, were issued NV cards by the Immigration Department. They were also provided with aids. The camp in charge Deputy Director Uso Ton handed them over to La Po Khao Transit Camp, where they were welcomed by in charge of La Po Khao Camp Director Uso Shui Ao and officials, and provided with foods and other items, including kitchen utensils. Union Minister for Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement, Dr. Wimya A, held a meeting with the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr. Winston Peters, at Wellington in New Zealand yesterday. During the meeting, the Union Minister talked about Myanmar government's efforts on the rights of all citizens, including ethnic minorities, and especially persons with disabilities, the rights of PWDs, and future plans with the Social Development Ministry of New Zealand. He also discussed cooperation with the New Zealand in socio-economic development and training programs for agricultural and renewable energy sectors, which are required for resettlement and rehabilitation works at the conflict zones, prevention of landmine risks, social harmony, and peace. That's all with the local news, and we're moving on to our first report. As 2008 Constitution amending is one of the top priorities for the NLD-led government, it has been one of the most discussed subjects in Ladaw. Therefore, Bidangsu Ladaw made further discussion on 11th December, with the majority of the representatives wanting to accelerate the process, but some still questioning the process. Willison reports.
Under the plan to amend 2008 Constitution, the Joint Bill Committee with total of 145 members was formed, and according to terms and conditions in amending the Constitution, the Joint Bill Committee must provide its finding and report to Ladaw so that Ladaw representatives can also participate in the process. At the same time, also have discussion in Ladaw regarding the reports of Joint Bill Committee. Therefore, the report of Joint Bill Committee was further discussed on second time 14th regular session of Bidangsu Ladaw on 11th of December. The last submission of the report to Ladaw was made on 20th of November 2019. There are several opinions and views on the reports of Joint Bill Committee, where some representatives are supportive of the reports and some are not. According to the report of Joint Bill Committee, there are 5 chapters, 10 sections, 19 subsections, along with 2 additions to the bill to be made. Discussing at Bidangsu Ladaw, Daw Nanini A of Kayin State Constituency 6 said,
The 45-member Constitution Amendment Committee has to work on amending, removing, and adding of necessary bills to the Constitution, which will take an extensive time. Even though 45-member Bill Committee member is working with the protocol of the previous Ladaw term, I find that its procedures are not compatible with Chapter 12 of the Constitution. Even though we have already had several discussions over this issue, there are some weaknesses in following the rules and regulations by the Bill Committee. The efforts made to amend 2008 Constitution from its introduction to the last chapter is incoherent with the law. The reports of the Bill Committee are merely criticisms to the Constitution by 20% of Luto representatives. As we are all responsible to comply with rules and regulations, I believe Luto's Speaker can diverse the amendment plan as it was done in the previous years.
As it was mentioned before, several Luto representatives are in favor of the report submitted by Joint Bill Committee. One among them is Mangmang of Chichai constituency said,
2008ဖွဲ့စည်းပုံအခြေခံဥပဒေဟာခဏအချိန်မှာမဖြစ်မနေပြင်ဆင်ရတော့မယ်ဆိုတာကတော့ညီကြီးလက်ခမလွဲအားလုံးကသဘောတူညီညွတ်ကြတာကိုတွေ့ရတဲ့အတွက်
I'm here to support the report of 144 representatives of Bidang Suludo and Joint Bill Committee along with Usai Thanai of Kayin State Constituency 5. Before me, several representatives already discussed on amending 2008 Constitution concerning their own view and opinions on it. But the main point of all the discussions can be concluded by saying that here we agree and understand the importance of amending 2008 Constitution and we cannot ignore it anymore. So we must also understand that the whole nation is happy about the new efforts made by NLD-led government to amend the Constitution. But on the other side of this hope of amending the Constitution, we have spent so much time discussing without much progressive result, which also means that we are delaying the whole process and putting the hope of the public into action. So we must also understand that amending the Constitution is the desire of all the citizens in our nation. The time has come to work together as one to fulfill the need of our nation so that we can offer a true democratic and federal nation to the public.
According to the discussion at Luto, there is no other much important element in a nation than the people. Therefore, giving priority to the people must be upheld above anything else, even when it comes to amending the Constitution. This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's the story on Unbalanced View on Amending 2008 Constitution by Williamson. Alright, we'll move on to weather forecast now. In Yangon, we can expect a sunny morning with mostly sunny and nice weather, and it is warned that air quality would be unhealthy for sensitive groups. There will be clear and cool weather late at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the mid-20s with sharp drop to 17 degrees Celsius at nighttime with wind gusts at 11 kilometers per hour. In Naypyidaw, we can expect sunshine throughout the day with a cool and clear night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the mid-20s and it will drop to as low as 14 degrees Celsius at night with wind gusts at 9 kilometers per hour. In Mandalay, we can expect sunshine and pleasant weather in the afternoon and throughout the day. Temperature throughout the day will be in the mid-20s and it will drop to as low as 14 degrees Celsius at night with average wind gusts at 11 kilometers per hour. Stay with us, we have another report coming up and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. Khumi New Year Festival, which is held annually, was celebrated on a grand scale at Beidani Dhamma University in Insane Township, Yangon region on December 7th. The festival is that it is held in the respective places where Khumi tribes are living in Myanmar and respective countries where they are living when the cold season sets in December every year. It is also to organize a reunion for relatives and friends who are distant due to the different situations, Yenai reports.
Khumi New Year Festival, which is held annually, was celebrated on grand scale at Beidani Dhamma University in Insane Township, Yangon region on December 7. The festival is that it is held in the respective places where Khumi tribes are living in Myanmar and respective countries where they are living when the cold season sets in December every year. It It is also to recognize unions for their relatives, friends who are distant due to different situations. Isaac Jortunla, advisor to organizing committee for holding Khumi New Year Festival, said,
This year's festival was formally held in a form of traditional ceremony of eating the first crop. We have been living by farming since the time of our ancestors. During a harvest, traditional ceremonies of eating the first crop were held at the same time. In doing so, a friendship deepens in love. Unlike in the past, nowadays, Khumi New Year festivals are being held in different manners in all parts of the country where Khumi tribes while preserving our cultural heritages. We hold the festival in our native place in Pletwa Township in Chin State, just like the celebration in Yangon. It is also held in Kachin State and similarly in the United States.
Khumi New Year Festival is held on grand scale with aims of further strengthening goodwill and friendship between Khumi tribes, handing cultural heritages down to new generation youths and building closer relations between Khumi tribes. With Khumi singers performing songs and children showing off their traditional costumes, almost 300 people were present at the enjoyable Khumi New Year Festival. Most of Khumi youths have been also found attending the festival putting on Khumi traditional costume of creative designs. Mat Nin Hin, who is a member of Khumi traditional dance troupe, said,
I wear my traditional costume almost every year. It means to preserve my cultural heritage. The traditional items are not complete just like the previous era, but I have gathered my traditional items as many as I can, and I attend the traditional festival wearing costumes in a traditional style. I feel I am arriving in my native state as soon as I wear in this tie. If I am in my state, the festival will be more enjoyable than here. Moreover, the festival will be more buffet with rich traditions and many local people. Here is not complete with traditional items, but I put on traditional costumes with items, and these are all my traditional costumes and items. I feel satisfied with my attendance to the festival wearing in traditional style.
There are 600,000 to 700 Khumi people living in Pletwa Township alone in Myanmar. Khumi people numbering about 100,000 are also residing in Matupi, northern Rakhine State, and Sitagang mountain ranges. According to Salai Isaac Khan, former Minister of Development Affairs, Electricity and Industry of Chin State.
Particularly, I feel happy today. This is because I am a Chin ethnic and also represent Khumi tribe. Khumi people, young and old, celebrate the Khumi New Year festival one year after another. Among the tribes of Chin, Khumi needs to try harder. The opportunity of celebrating Khumi New Year festival every year amidst difficulties is very satisfactory.
The current Khumi festival held in Yangon is the 5th time and it will go on in 2020. Khumi festival will be more unusual in the coming year, according to organizing committee for holding Khumi New Year Festival.
That's the report on Khumi New Year Festival, and here we have the information on currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. 1 US dollar is at 1,510 kyats, and 1 Chinese renminbi is at 214 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,674 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,984 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,110 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 363 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 50 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,474. Silver is at $17, and Brent crude oil is at $64. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is at 11,500, MTSH is at 3,850, MCB is at 8,300, and FBB is at 23,000. TMH is at 2,950. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and catch other great programs live on the website. We're also running on FM 96.1 in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or simply download our app so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Well, we have more reports for you, and we're not going to keep you waiting, so let's get down to it. Yangon Region Transport Authority YRTA held its 14/2019 media conference at the office of the YRTA on 4th December with the aim of providing best transport service, thereby reducing car accidents. Yangon Region Transport Authority's reforms in YBS system of the public transport in the Yangon region has turned 3 years. The YRTA is providing transport service to 1.8 million commuters every day, Swayman reports.
Yangon Region Transport Authority YRTA's reforms in YBS system of the public transport in Yangon region has turned 3 years. The YRTA is providing transport service to 1.8 million commuters every day. It is also planning to provide best transportation service, thereby reducing untoward car accidents, said an official of Yangon Region Transport Authority. The YRTA is opening YBS special driving courses in partnership with Road Transport Administration Department, producing 2,362 YBS drivers now. There are 2,088 drivers who have completed trainings in respective sectors, including services in addition to their proficiency in large car drive. More than 1,400 out of 2,088 trained drivers are now working for YBS bus lines as skilled drivers, according to the 2019 media conference held at the office of the YRTA on 4th December. There has been a reduction in the number of untoward car accidents as the YRTA can offer proper training programs to its drivers. There were 21 car accidents occur in November, killing 8 and injuring 7.
It is required to step up measures to take disciplinary action against those who break rules when we review penalties. The company concerned, and we generally examine those who break rules for negligence after forming a tribunal. Being able to developing state-of-the-art system can help expose stronger facts rather than the past when we carry out examination.
Concerning YBS drivers, measures are being taken to develop human resources while YBS buses are applied telematics, a state-of-the-art system. The control center can review the information it received about how the driver is driving before the accident happens, and it can also monitor the situation of the run of the YBS. It was learned that some drivers have been found attempting to destroy telematics using different ways and means. For that reason, the machines are in the process of being rechecked.
The YBS bus lines will be able to supervise just like Yangon Bus Operator YBO, as we have taken necessary measures for ensuring that they are to maintain. If machines are assembled or dismantled, it can be known to this side. As regards this, we have to call Shinsopu Kyaw to examine whether it is intentional or accidental. We have to seek the fact why it is and then inform the company concerned of this. We give the company concerned information about this car number, what is done with the telematics. We also inform the company concerned that we already repaired it. Compensation will have to be paid for some damages if the machine is useless at all.
It was learned that telematics were examined. If the machine is repairable, it is overhauled. If it is impairable, compensation will have to be paid for some damages and it costs 250,000. This system could expose buses running beyond the limited area and complaints are being handled in a systematic manner.
That's a report on the state-of-the-art systems in Yangon Bus Service. Well, here is the last report for today. The famous German electro music producer DJ Tujamo has paid his second-time visit to Myanmar after 2 years of his first time here. He has to share more about his experience in Myanmar, his music, the EDM culture in Eastern countries, as well as he gave advice for those who want to be the electro music producer. Tora Swisin has more.
Tujamo, the famous German electro music producer, has visited Myanmar for the second time in December. After his first time of performing in Myanmar in 2017, he is back to rock with the audience again. My Radio has got a chance to interview him and ask him about his experience in Myanmar.
So I've been here a few years ago and the vibe was always crazy. So yeah, I can't wait to be back and to party with Myanmar again. When I arrived here, I didn't know, to be honest, I didn't know anything about Myanmar because I've never been here. But I was very surprised, like the food was really good, the people were super, super nice.
He also talked about what he has explored in Myanmar and what he would like to learn here.
Yeah, we went to the pagoda or one temple, and it was really impressive to see because like a lot of people, like a lot of religion, a lot of like crazy, it was a crazy experience for me because we don't have that back home. And it was amazing to see such an inspiring place for me, and I will definitely be back there. When we come here, or we're traveling all the time, and most of the time you understand like a little bit of the languages. For example, you go to Spain, you understand a little bit of Spanish, but here I don't understand any word. Like I have no idea what you guys talking about. So would be really nice to have some knowledge about the language. It sounds really cool, and that kind of stuff would be cool.
He then shared how he became to be the electro music producer and what kind of music he has created.
When I was younger, I was always actually looking for something fresh, something new, and I come from hip-hop, or when I was young, I really liked hip-hop music. So I took a lot of inspiration from that and a little bit of EDM stuff and house and groovy stuff. And if I look back at it now, it feels like I put a little bit of everything together and just created something new. Because I used to use a lot of trumpet sounds and stuff like that in my music, and that was not really happening before. So yeah, stuff like that kept me really inspiring. And of course, seeing other DJs playing and all that kind of stuff.
Not many years ago, the EDM culture has entered into the Eastern countries and people are getting to enjoy it a lot. Tujamo mentioned how he feels about the EDM music shows as well as the potential of EDM culture in the Eastern countries.
And I think it's good for people to connect as well, because I see so many festivals, and what I always see is people are having fun together and people are spending time together, and that's pretty amazing to see people, they don't know each other, becoming friends on festivals. And stuff like that is just amazing. It brings a lot of happiness to our very stressful life, and I'm happy to be part of it. In the Western is happening already for a while, and here it feels like a little bit, it's not something new, but it's more appreciated. Like people are still a little bit more hyped about it. Yeah, and I really like that because it gives like a fresh feeling wherever you go. People are not spoiled. People are really happy to go to a party, and that's what I really like about this kind of areas. Yeah, I mean, it's such a big market here, if you call it like that, and I think it's still growing. And in Europe, for example, it came to a point where, okay, everybody is enjoying it for a long time already, but here it's like it's so fresh and it's still growing and getting bigger and better, and yeah, like festivals are becoming bigger, so I think it's still really booming here.
Being a youth, I like EDM music. I think I can get happiness as well as freedom from the music. I see many EDM music festivals are happening here. I think it is because the youths are seeking for happiness and being supportive to such kind of music festival. It will give you complete freedom.
As an inspiration for the young generation who want to be the electro music producer like him, Tujamo advised that.
Yeah, I would always say try to find something new. I know it's super hard because there's so much music out already, but yeah, you shouldn't follow the big guys. That's already there. The persons are there already. If you just copy the sound, you'll be always in the shadow. But if you're really trying to find something new, something fresh, then you will have a massive career.
Well, that's all about DJ Tujamo's visit to Myanmar. This is Thora Suizin reporting from MI Radio.
That's all the reports we have for today. We're now going to look into some international news here on Myanmar Today. In international news, New Jersey killers targeted Jewish supermarket. Police in New Jersey say a Jewish supermarket was the target of a gun attack which left 6 people dead on Tuesday, including the 2 suspects. No motive has yet been given, but the mayor of the Jersey city tweeted on Wednesday morning that hate and anti-Semitism had no place in the city. The gun battle began when the suspects killed a detective across town, then drove a rental van to the market. Security video shows them firing on the market before going inside. White Island volcano, new volcanic activity hampers recovery. New Zealand's White Island volcano is showing increased seismic activity, putting recovery efforts on hold. Authorities had hoped they would be able to retrieve the bodies of those left behind on the island, all of whom are presumed dead on Wednesday. The exact death toll is unclear. Police say at least 6 people died, 2 of them since leaving the island, and 9 are officially missing. Another 22 people are in intensive care with severe burns. One has been moved to Australia. The volcano, also known as Wakari, erupted on Monday when dozens of tourists were on the island. You are with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day. Goodbye now.